Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're going to continue with our sanctuary. So we built a lot of dog houses in the last episode, and to be honest it does look a bit regimented, but to be fair, any sort of rescue place is going to not necessarily be about aesthetics, it's all going to be about having enough space to look after as many animals as possible. So I think round the other side of the house what we want to do is to see which other small animals we can potentially put outside. So we have this guinea pig house in a few different colours. I think I prefer the paler colour, but this is quite interesting because I don't think there's any sort of fence that we can put up to enclose them to protect the guinea pigs from the dogs. Whereas the rabbit hutch is actually a proper cage, so that kind of protects the rabbits from the dogs and gives them a space to run in. Whereas the guinea pigs is just a little hutch and no way to like fence it in or anything, so it's kind of an interesting choice, that, isn't it? So here's the rabbit cage, look, so it's got like a little hutch built into a big cage, so it's like a proper rabbit run. But the hutch that's in it's kind of very similar to the guinea pig hutch, size-wise I think, but yeah, it does look very, very similar. In fact, it might be identical, but it's then in a cage, which the guinea pig one isn't, so interesting choice, I think, that. So I think what we'll do is we'll put the rabbit ones along here, so that because these runs are not going to fit under the overhang of the house, and they probably will be moved around because the rabbits are going to nibble on the grass, and then as the grass gets eaten a bit you're going to have to move the hutches around so the grass can regrow and the animals still have something to nibble on. I don't really think we want a chicken coop, not as a sanctuary. I don't think that would be probably the right thing. And I think that's all the actual animal houses that are available for the outdoor section. So now the question is, can some of these cages, like the aviaries and things, can they actually be put outside? Because they're actually in the indoor section. So now we're in the indoor section. See that you've got these cat aviaries to protect them in. So if you had like a sick cat, you'd probably want to keep them isolated from the others. So you probably want one of those cat aviaries. I wonder if you can put them outside. Let's have a look. Oh, you can. Right, so you could put some of these outside. In fact, we could maybe put them up against this wall here, but do you know what? I wanted to look at the bird aviary, because the only time we've used one of these was inside one of the work jobs that we did. I mean, some of these setups are obviously meant to be inside, because the guinea pig and the rabbit ones have got no like protection from weather, so they're obviously meant to be indoors. But where's the bird cage gone? Have I just missed... Wait, there it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah, I wonder if that can go outside. It does kind of have a roof. I don't think the rat one looks like that should be outside though. And maybe we don't want to put it down here if we're going to try and let the cats be downstairs as well. Yeah, see, the fence just won't go up. These are indoor enclosures, they're not allowed to be outside. I think that would be a nice addition, allowing us to use some sort of fence outside, especially with like the guinea pig section, because we've got the separate hutches but no fence to like build them a run. Right, so I think I quite like a lighter colour for like the bigger sections of the frame, but then I always like a contrast colour for like the doors and enclosure spaces to reach your hands in to put food and stuff. And if we can rotate it a bit, see, then you can change the bird hutch, bird box inside to a different colour. I think a brighter colour would be good, because that adds a little bit of contrast, because when everything's in the same colour you literally can't see what's inside. So I think if we had a few contrast colours it helps us to actually see it. Though to be honest, in this view that we've got here, sometimes it's hard to see what you're changing the colour of. Like that pot, I couldn't really tell. It said plant pot, but I can't really tell what the plant pot is. So if we put it down, oh look, there's a big green plant pot hanging in the front of the cage. So now I can see what I've turned to green, but in the view where you can choose the colours, I couldn't actually see that. So how does that look? Oh, that fits quite nicely. So it's protected from the rain from the top, because it has only got a mesh top. So having it in this overhang of the space is really quite good. So we can put a second one in. And if we move it over, I think, yeah, if we need to move it over a little bit to the side so that you've then got access into where the wall is behind the pillars. So we can get into that gap now, whereas if it was closer you would have blocked that off entirely. That might be something you want to do, but I always like to be able to get around access to things in case you need to clean things or check things or anything. But yeah, that's quite good. So the you can put the cat aviaries outside, you can put the bird aviaries outside, but the rest of them I don't think they actually look like they should be outside. So things like the iguana and the snake enclosures, you would definitely want those inside because they need to be heated to look after them properly. It's quite a lot of stuff for bunnies, so there's a lot of having bunnies inside. Bunnies as outdoor pets were really a big thing until quite recently. It's only relatively recently, I think, that there's been a big trend to having bunnies indoors. See, now this hutch has not got a full top. It's meant to be an indoor hutch, but if we put it under the overhang, maybe we could put some of these outside as well. See, that looks quite nice to me. It's quite open. If the guinea pigs can run free, the bunnies can run free. Let's put some food down. Now we need to fill the water bottle. Can we? The water bottle's too close to the food bowl. It emptied it when I tried to put water in. Right, let's be a little bit more careful. Make sure we read what we're doing. Move across a bit. Water, thank you. And I think that's a little hay pot in the side, isn't it? Right, I think we go around the side. We can reach that. Fill that with food, please. So that looks like the veggies. It should be the hay. Yeah, that's hay, look. Super. So, remember, straw for bedding, because it doesn't absorb water, and hay for food. If you use hay for bedding, it absorbs water and gets horrible. So you want the brittle straw rather than hay for bedding. Much nicer for bunnies. Now indoors, I think that this is going to be mainly a cat room and maybe a bit of space for dogs as well, because otherwise the dogs are going to be permanently outside. And I also think we should have one of those cat aviaries in here in case any of the cats have to be isolated, or if they have to have an operation or anything, or they've been sick. Probably better to keep them separate from everybody else so they don't get hurt. I think we'll change the tiles though, because I don't think I particularly like this white tile, so we'll make it a simple grey, which I think will look quite nice. I hope so, because it's such a big area, it'd be a real pain to have to change it again. Yeah, I think that looks nice actually, I like that. I'm going for quite pale clinical colours, so it kind of looks a little bit like a vet's office, doesn't it? So, oh, there's a problem there with a switch in the doorway. We'll have to see if we can change that in a moment. Right, round the edges of the frames is not painted. I think I'm happy with the colour of the walls, but I think the edges of the window frames where it's not painted, I think we might go for some sort of whitey colour. How about the Milky Way, because it's a slightly off-white colour. Kind of goes with our grey tile. So we'll just use that to do the little bits that aren't painted. So where the windows are, possibly around where the doors are, because I do not know what colour the wall paint is. So let's have a little bit of white, so then we've got an extra slightly different colour in the room. And then we're going to add colour to the room with the items that we put in for the pets, the rescues. Now is that, yep, round the door, that's not painted. So we will sort that out first. Lovely. Right, and then around this patio door. And I think that finishes what we were doing. Now, through here, there's like a little alleyway. Oh, it's not been painted, yes. I couldn't remember whether I painted some of the interior or I hadn't. It looks like I haven't. Okie dokie, let's grab this paint pot. We can use what we've got left of this white paint. In fact, this might be quite nice, because what I was thinking, there's a little, like, bathroom here. So if we make that a little toilet facility for the humans, and then this little, like, corridor access to the outside, we can maybe make into, like, a pet cleaning section, so it can have dog baths for big and small dogs, and a pet grooming station for cats and rabbits and things, so that it's basically you're looking after your animals area. I think it's wide enough to be able to fit those in, but we don't have enough paint now. I didn't think I'd need to use that much paint. That's why I bought a small pot, because I thought I was only doing around the edges of the frames, and then I just realised that I didn't think we painted in here. So what we'll do, in fact, we might paint all the way around this room in white paint, and we might even use a little bit of white paint in the bathroom area and just make one tiled wall where the sink and toilet are. And we might change the flooring, because I'm not sure I like this brown floor. We're doing a fairly simple renovation of the house. We're keeping most of the doors and windows and things. We did do a few changes when we were doing the clean up for windows and doors and things, but mostly we're keeping the same ones that the house came with. We're doing a fairly simple change, but it's quite, the whole point of it really is to see if you could make like a pet sanctuary with the items that we've got, and to have a really good look at all the items that we've got for the animals. But now we've started to put out the all the hutches and things for the animals, I've realised that I'm not quite sure how we get the animals into this property. I think what we'll have to do is go back to the office to purchase animals, and then we'll have to pop back here and see if we can put them down when the house is owned by us, so I don't see why we couldn't put them down. And then once we put the animals down, do they get sold with the property if we sell the property? Or do we just hang on to the sanctuary because we'll have loads of animals in it? I don't know. Lots of questions and lots of things to decide later on. For the moment, let's just have a bit of fun trying to figure out what all the animal items are and see what we can do with them. As I'm just winging it as we go, so this will either be nice or it'll be a big mess. And either way, hopefully we've had an awful lot of fun doing it, right? Right. Right, I'm going to go for the grey tile, I think. Rosanto square grey tile on... Should I... do you know, I think I might leave that all white in there. So yeah, I think we're just going to use this on this one wall where the toilet and the sink are. And then we'll pop in a few items in here, like a mirror and a towel and stuff like that. We won't do a lot, because this is the place you just use while you're working. This is kind of just a stop place while you're working if you just need to use the facilities. There'll be a bigger bathroom upstairs for the people that actually live at the sanctuary. I think we'll use the grey on the floor to match what we've just put on the wall, and I think we'll take it all the way through. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Again, it's a bit clinical, but it is meant to be a functional sanctuary space. We need a door on this bathroom, 1 by 2 metre, and we want to match it to the door that's right next to it. So is it the brown warrior door? Is it that one? No, that's too bright. Is it the very dark one? That was the one we just tried. So it must be the ebony one then. It looks a little bit brown on the screen, doesn't it? Yeah. It doesn't look particularly black, it looks a little bit brown. It's just a darker brown. Okay. Yep. That's very modern looking, quite functional and institutional a little bit, yeah. Probably should use a hand air dryer because it's a bit of a functional place, but I think towels are going to be easier. So if we want to... Oh, wait, there's already a toilet roll holder. I think we'll swap it though. Because I don't like the fact that a lot of the toilet roll holders, you can't actually put the paper on them. That kind of puts me off a little bit. Because the worst thing coming into a bathroom to use it is to find that there's no toilet paper and you don't know where to find the toilet paper because it's not your house. It's horrible when that happens. We use a grey towel and we'll pop it right here. So we need a mirror. Mirror. Find me a mirror. No, I don't want a standing one and I don't want a cabinet one. I want... the round one's quite nice. A bit too shiny maybe. And I'm not sure what size, and that's very, very expensive for a little bathroom like that. Okay. Maybe a more traditional mirror. How about these Legrano ones? How about the metal one? Yeah? Let's see, how's that look? Oh yes, I like that. Yeah, we've got light, got a little bit of storage, maybe something on the wall to make it have a little pop of colour. Maybe we use something sort of green, planty, neutral, pretty. Palm, yes, let's make it a grey frame. Lovely. Yes, I really like those prints. They're quite nice. They can be used in pretty much any circumstance or situation, can't they? And add a little bit of colour. Yeah, so here we want to try and make this like dog bathing, animal grooming, animal care. Because if they need any vet work, you would take them to the vet. You wouldn't do that here. You probably wouldn't have the vet. Well, you could have the vet come to you, but if they were seriously in need, you would definitely take them to the vet's office. So, but if you bring rescues in, quite often they'll need grooming or washing or something. So they definitely need that. So the grooming table will fit. Yes, that will fit quite nicely next to the door. That means that the big dog bath might be a little bit in the way across the room because it's really big. It's bigger than the dog grooming, than the animal grooming table. Back to front, it's very big. Look, it does still leave us enough space, I think, to get by, but it's not going to fit over there. So they have to have the small dog bath in that corner. So this will need to kind of go in the middle of the room, and you're kind of going to have to walk around it. Because big dogs are very big. That's obvious, isn't it? Big dogs are very big. Yeah. Oh, dearie me. How about talking about the obvious? And then the little bath. Look how little it is. So that will fit quite nicely in the corner. I think we move the big one across a little bit, because it might be impinging on where we've got the radiator. See, yeah. See, a little bit blocking. If we move it just a little bit further across, it gives us more access around the radiator without walking into it. We don't want people to walk into the radiator and hurt themselves on it. Yeah, I think there's enough space to get by and to clean the dog with. And then because we've got tile on the floor, it's really easy to mop up any spills when the dog or cat or whatever decides it's not happy because you've made it wet. And it didn't like it. And it doesn't want to be there. Scritchy scratch. Shaky shake. Yeah, maybe we should have some storage space for more towels. Oh dear, okay. Right, I think that is probably all we need to do in this room. So what we want to do now is just check if there's any more like grooming equipment for any of the other like categories. or if I've got everything, which I think I've got everything, but we'll double check to make sure we've not missed anything important. And I'm not seeing anything else. No, I don't think there's anything else like grooming and washing equipment. Ooh, there might be a problem with the cat trees, look, because they're big corner sections, aren't they? And because of all the doors. Oops. No, we don't want a light, we want to go through the door, thank you. So we've got a lot of space here, but we don't actually have a corner to put one of those big cat trees in, do we? Because I was hoping that we could take the garage doors out and make that whole wall just a solid wall. But unfortunately it won't let us do that, so we're stuck with the garage doors. I would have, if I could have, I would have taken that all out and just made it a flat surface wall so we could put like the cat trees and stuff on it. But unfortunately it didn't, and I don't think we've got a corner to put these in, because it's not going to let me put it in front of the garage door, is it? See, the stairs are in that one, and we've got the patio door there, and then the garage door's in the other two. So we can't. Oh gosh, that's a shame. I really wanted that for the. Maybe I've got the wrong house. I thought this house was going to work really well for us, but there have been problems like we can't take the garage doors out. Okay, never mind. We'll keep going. We'll see what we can do with it. There are always going to be potential problems, aren't there? Oh, maybe we could put like the cat aviary in front of the door. I wonder if that would work, because then we could kind of hide the door. But yeah, it would have been really nice to have one of those big wall hanging cat trees, but it's not going to work. So let's move on. We've got a couple of decent sized freestanding cat trees. We'll use those. So yeah, let's try the aviary. See where it will fit. So if we were to put it here, would that be in the way of the door? Maybe a tiny bit, but not too awful. But if we could put them in front of the doors, we could maybe hide the door. Oh, it's staying red. Oh no, it's the mechanism for the garage door. The cat aviaries are too tall. The mechanism for the garage door won't allow us to put those in front of the door. See, that was my second hope. That if we can't remove the mechanism, we could hide it with the things. We definitely don't want a bird cage in the same room as cats. Don't really want to put reptiles right in front of a garage door because that'll be cold. See, I picked this house because it had this huge space where the garage had been. And I can't just like build a wall right in front of the doors, of the garage doors, because it won't let me remove the mechanism above. And it won't let me build a wall because the mechanism's there. I think what we're going to have to do is consider... I think we might have to just put cat trees in front of the doors and hope for the best. Cats are not fond of cold either, so garage doors in the room with cats is also probably not a good thing. Well, we do the best we can with what we've got. Definitely want one of these in the room, so it's going to have to go. Will it fit? No, it won't fit. It won't fit there. It won't go in front of the doors. That's a shame. If that would have gone in front of the doors, that would have been quite nice. Because we could have disguised the doors. So where will this actually fit? I think the only place that this can go is on this wall. either here next to the door or between the stairs and the door to the grooming room. I think those are the only two potential places for this. It blocks it a little bit, but it's not awful. Right, pick that switch up. Which sort of switch is it? Oh, it's a socket, so that needs to be low down. There we go. Yeah, so it could go here. Might be better to go there, so it's not going to impede the door. Let's try this. You have to walk around it from the stairs to the door. Maybe this exercise hoop can go in front of the door then. So that can go in front of one door, because that'll be for exercise, so if it's a little bit cooler weather exercising, that could potentially not be a problem. And then we'll have to use the freestanding trees, I think. So I think this is the biggest one, the Velacat tree. That's too dark. We want something a little bit lighter, fresher. And maybe we add a little bit of colour in as well, but we don't want to go crazy with the colour. Or maybe we do, I don't know. Then we'll go for a very soft sort of... They're claiming that's a pink, but it's more of a browny tinted pink, isn't it? It's not too... Yeah, that way around I think looks best. So we'll pop that in front of that one. And then there's another cat tree, isn't it? It's a little bit smaller. But let's see how big they are compared to each other, shall we? I don't like the flowers. Let's change that. Oh, no, I don't think I like that. Maybe. Oh, shall we go really bright? When I said let's not go bright, let's go bright, shall we? What colour shall we be? I mean, normally you'd match it to the decor of the room that you're putting it in, because as a home you'd probably have one cat, one tree, or two cats and a tree or two, I don't know. Depends how much space you've got. Mine is two cats and one tree, because I don't have space for more. So where should we pop this? Should we do that in the... in a different place, maybe? Yeah, in front of the window, because cats love to look out the window. So a vantage point in front of a window will be absolute bliss for them. Oh yeah, feather toys. My cats are absolutely manic for these sorts of things. Momo! Yeah. Momo toy. They often play with that on their own, and that gives you a break. Yarn. I haven't noticed that mine are not yarn fans, but some cats would absolutely adore it. So you've got to figure out what your cat likes. So we'll put all the toys that there are available, that's about it. So let's see. There's a few different styles of cat beds, and we want some auto water and food feeders. Yes, where are we going to put these though? Ooh, how about in this corner? In the middle? In the corner. I'm very indecisive today, aren't I? I think we're going to put them here in the corner, which is where I originally thought, let's put that there, and then I changed my mind. Let's put two water ones and two food ones, because these are the auto dispensers, aren't they? You would, of course, not want to just give them dry food, you'd also want to give them wet food. But you'd also probably want to put the wet food down, let them eat it, and then take the bowls away and get them washed. Litter boxes, yes. Some cats prefer closed ones, some cats prefer open ones. So, we'll probably put both. Yeah, blue, I quite like the blue, so we'll put that over here. Far away from the food. I don't want it next to the food, and they probably don't want it next to where they're trying to sleep, but They might sleep on the cat tree, but I can't put it too far away. So we'll use the closed ones closer to the cat tree, and then the open ones we'll put further away. Try and give them that space that they want. I think there's only the one cat litter box, isn't there? So we'll just make it a bit blue. So we'll put that over here. Let's not put them too far away, because then we can use that corner for something else. So we need some cat beds, I think, next. I think everything else is done, isn't it, now? I quite like these. Cats tend to like enclosed beds sometimes, and then they like open beds all the time. It depends on the weather and how they're feeling. If something's upset them, they like the enclosed beds. I don't think there are any, actually, fully enclosed ones implemented into the game. Right, so we'll have the bed that kind of matches the cat tree. And then we'll change it for a different colour, but we'll use the same cat bed, I think. Change the colours. Oh no, that looks bad. Yeah. I think. Turn around so I can see it. Oh, wrong button again. I keep pressing the wrong button. Instead of rotating it, I'm pressing the button next to it, which is messing it up. Oh yeah, that looks quite nice. Yeah. Yep, that'll work. Let's try a different bed. Let's have the big round squishy bed. Is the green too much? Right, where can we put you? How about between the things? That fits quite nicely, actually. Look at that. How big is the big? How big is the big one? Let's change the colours. Ooh, is red too much? Oh, not red and red. That doesn't look good. Oh no, not orange. Oh, not yellow. Oh gosh, no. Some of those colours are very wrong. How about that? Oh, it's quite a lot bigger. How about in the corner? Lovely. Might be a bit too close to the litter for some cats, but it gives them space away from everybody else if they're feeling like they don't want to interact with anybody else. So there's our cat space, and then there's a lot of space in the centre of the room for them to chase each other around, because when they get the zoomies and they go whoosh whoosh whoosh, you definitely need space. Now we definitely want some space for the dogs as well, so this big pawpaw bed is gorgeous, but it's so big. Here, let me show you how big the big version of this is. It's humongous. Look at the size of that thing. I could curl up on that and still have space. Look how big it is. If I put one of those down, look, I've only got space for one, so I think we'll swap it to a small, and then we can fit in a different style of dog bed right next to it. I nearly said cat bed then, because I was so focused on the cats. Right, no, we're on the dog section now, Kitty. The dogs. Right, so we want a biggish bed. Let's use this more Nista dog bed. I quite like that colour actually already. Let's just use that, because it's got a bit of brown, so it blends in with the one next to it, but it's also got the pink, which kind of blends in with some of the cat stuff. I like that. And then we want something for a smaller dog, and maybe a few toys, because to be honest, the dogs have got mostly space outside. But if they do need to come in for any reason, or if they're a bit ill or something, or the weather gets really bad, they'll also have to come in, so we have to make a little bit more space. And there's always all that space in the centre. You could always put some extra beds and mats and things down if you need a temporary space for all the animals indoors. We won't go overboard with the toys here for the dogs. Like I said, most of their stuff's outside, and you'd move it in if you needed. Right, so we need some food and drink for them. Oh. If we put it in this corner, is it going to get knocked over? We could probably fit one dog and one water and one food bowl with the auto dispensers. I kind of don't like the water and the food to be right next to each other, because quite often you'll end up with the food getting splashed into the water and then you have to clean everything, so kind of would prefer... Oh wait, that's water. I changed the colour for a food one and then put a water one down. Dearie me, I'm making a lot of mistakes, aren't I? So we could do that. I think we move the cat aviary back to the initial original place. Maybe move it a little bit further away from the door for better access to the doors. I think that's easier also to get around. And we'll put some dog beds, or at least one dog bed here. And then maybe we move the food across. So we put the food at one side and the water by the door. So if we put a second one and then move this one, and then we get another water one, and put that here. We keep the water further away from the beds, because if they spill dry food, that's easy to pick up. If they spill water all over a bed, then you're going to be in trouble. See, some things I'm thinking about properly. Right, so which of these looks like a small... Do you know what? This one's quite small. I wonder if we could fit two of these in. The dog bed. Let's play around with the colours a bit. I quite like that. I'm not sure about the green. Not sure about the browny coffee colours. Kind of like that. White might not be a great colour for a dog bed, but... Can we fit two? We can. Oh, yes. I think that might be pretty much this room done. 'Cause we could put extra stuff in the middle of the room, but I really want to leave the space for them to run around, so they can burn off energy if they need to. And then you've got the big patio doors, so on nice weather you can just open them and let them go in and out, and the dogs and the cats can go in and out and play around. And if the cats have had enough of the dogs, they can jump over the fence and go for a wander and come back when they're ready. Though I don't know if you'd do that in a cat sanctuary. Depends whether you're thinking that they're going to live with you forever, or you're rehoming them. I don't know. You probably wouldn't want to let them out, would you? I think this has turned out okay. We've had a few problems with these rooms, but I think it's turned out okay. We'll just put a little bit of artwork up. I'm kind of looking for cats and dog pictures to go with the theme of the room. So there's a couple of cat pictures there, look. Where's the dog picture? Oh, there's a dog. Puppy. That's a cute puppy. Right, so let's put puppy here. So we've used a silly cat poster and we've used a puppy. We've seen a couple more cat pictures further up, so we can come back to that. Oh, I like that. Upside down cat, I like that. Right, where can you go? How about here above that big bed? Yeah. And then if we have another puppy picture above the puppy bed somewhere, I think we're done. There's my puppy picture. There can't only be one cute puppy picture, come on. Seriously? No, there's got to be another cute puppy picture. There can't be 3 cute cat pictures and only one puppy. Can there? Seriously, there's only one dog picture and 3 cats. See, puppies are underrepresented. What do we use instead then? Don't really think abstracts fit in, do they? How about something green and leafy like we used in the bathroom? If we use one of these other prints. How about this one? Let's make it grey or black. No, let's use the black. Yeah, how's that look? Yeah, because that matches the doors, doesn't it? The frames of the doors. Yeah, that works. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. I'm Soft Kitty 99. Goodbye and happy gaming.